In this session, we will discuss about the basics of English articles. If you are interested in learning about the advanced uses of English articles, you can refer to my other videos where I have discussed them at length. Since I do not have a board, I will occasionally look away from the camera and refer to my laptop screen. Please excuse me for that. An article describes a noun or an adjective defining a noun as unspecific or indefinite or specific or definite. Articles are important in English language. They define a noun and they avoid confusions in a sentence, making them sound perfect. The is the most frequently used English word, while a is the fourth most frequently used English word. That itself explains the importance of articles in English language. The correct use of English articles can be quite challenging or difficult. This is primarily because English articles have a lot of rules to abide by. Secondly, there are quite a few exceptions to those rules to remember. Next, English articles can change the meaning of a sentence depending on contexts. For non-English speakers, the challenge is even more because a lot of other languages do not have the concept of articles. However, there are 5 ways to improve your understanding of English articles. Number 1, learn and memorize the rules of English articles. Number 2, read. Read anything that you come across in English. It can be a storybook, it can be magazines, it can be newspapers, it can be anything. This will help you understand the use of English articles. Number 3, listen. Train your ears to listen for English articles and their use. You can do this by watching English movies or listening to the news. You can also watch English programs to understand the use of English articles. Number 4 is practice. You can get a lot of practice sheets on the internet or in grammar books. Practice those to understand the rules of English articles. Number 5, devote time. Devote time in learning and memorizing, in reading, in listening, and in practicing English articles. There are 2 types of English articles, indefinite and definite. A and an are indefinite articles, while the is the definite article. The indefinite article a is used before words that begin with a consonant sound, whereas the indefinite article an is used before words that begin with a vowel sound. Indefinite articles are always used with singular and countable nouns. Indefinite articles are never used with a plural noun. For example, John bought a bag. Here, bag is singular and it is also countable. We can count bags. Uncountable nouns are those which cannot be counted. For example, salt, rice, sugar, etc. We never use indefinite articles to refer to uncountable nouns. If you want to indicate plural and uncountable nouns, you might use the word some. But remember, some is not an article. For example, I need some salt, or I need some sugar in my tea. Now, we will look at some uses of the indefinite article a. Let's look into our examples. Remember, when using the article a, you must pay attention to the sound of a consonant. A bat, a hat, a car, a bottle, a US citizen. In spite of the fact that U is a vowel, the sound begins with a consonant like U, US. That is to say, it begins with an Y sound, U. Thus, a US citizen. A girl, a man, a woman, a yacht, a train, a university. Again, it is university. The sound is a consonant one. A unicorn. Again, a unicorn. A story, a boring story. A black bird. A CA. A usual thing. Usual thing. A cup of coffee. Notice that when it reads a boring story, boring is an adjective that is defined by the article a, because the word boring is defining the word story, which is a noun. Next, we will look at some examples of the uses of indefinite article an. The indefinite article an should be used for words which begin with a vowel sound. An umbrella, an egg, an interesting story. Again, here interesting is an adjective defining the noun story. An energetic child. Again, an here is describing energetic, which is an adjective. An engine, an aeroplane, an hour. Here the spelling is H-O-U-R, but the pronunciation begins with a vowel sound R because the H is silent here. Similarly, an honest man, an honorable man, an heir, an uber cool, an MBA, an NGO, MBA, an MBA that begins with a vowel sound, an NGO, N, E, that begins with a vowel sound, an unusual habit, an X-ray, X-ray, Notice that for usual we use the article a usual, but for unusual we use the article an unusual. Here is a small quiz to help you understand the rules of indefinite articles based on the sounds. You can pause the video here and take a piece of paper and pen and write down the answers. We will discuss the answers in a while. Let's discuss the answers now. A building, an air, a tree, an university, university, an elephant, elephant, an elephant, a European country, European, Some salt. Remember, salt is an uncountable noun. Thus, we cannot use the article a. So, some salt. A needle, an orange, a green leaf, an onion, an hour, an honest man, some babies. Again, babies is a plural word, so we cannot use an indefinite article here. So we used some. Remember, some is not an article. Moving on to the next example. A yellow ball, a tall boy, an interesting book, an MA in history, MA in history, A whale. A B-A in English. B-A. It begins with a consonant sound unlike M-A. So we use a B-A in English. We will now look at the rules of indefinite articles. Since this video is on the basics of English articles, we will only look at 5 rules of the indefinite articles and definite article each. First, we will begin with 5 basic rules of using the indefinite article. Before that, let me remind you once more that indefinite articles are only used for singular and countable nouns. They are not used with plural nouns. Let's move on to look at the rules and examples. Rule number 1. It is used before unspecified object or person. For example, Leonard ate a delicious cookie, or Leonard ate a cookie. Here delicious is an adjective. It is okay to use Leonard ate a delicious cookie or simply Leonard ate a cookie. The word cookie begins with a consonant sound, which is why we used the article a. The next example is Raj ate an apple. An apple begins with a vowel sound, which is why we use the indefinite article an. Rule number 2. While introducing an object or a person for the first time to the listener. For example, Priya saw a girl. We are introducing the girl for the first time to the listener. Similarly, I found an umbrella. We are introducing the umbrella for the first time to the listener. Rule number 3. Indefinite articles are used with singular and countable nouns. For example, I saw a bird. Bird is a countable and singular noun. Howard ate an egg. Egg, again, is a singular and countable noun. Rule number 4. While indicating nationality or religion of a person. For example, John Smith is a British. Raj is a Hindu. Rule number 5. While indicating the name of a profession. He is a teacher. I am an accountant. But look at the exception here. He is the accountant who won the award this year. So we are referring to a particular person who is an accountant who has won the award this year. So we are referring to a particular accountant in the office. So he is the accountant who won the award this year. Now we will look at the 5 basic uses of the definite article. Number 1. When referring to something particular. For example, Leonard bought a notebook. He is writing in the notebook. So we are referring to the specific notebook. Number 2. Something or someone that has already been introduced. For example, I saw a cat. The cat is white in color. So I have introduced the cat with the indefinite article a, and now I am talking about something else about the cat. That is, the cat is white in color. Rule number 3. Referring to specific nouns. It can be singular or plural, or countable or uncountable. For example, I saw the bird, or I saw the birds. Here bird and birds are singular and plural respectively. Similarly, for countable nouns or uncountable nouns, but in a specific way. Pass me the books, I am referring to particular books, or pass me the salt. Rule number 4. While referring to something unique. Unique means only one of a kind. The sun rises in the east. The Queen of England is coming to India. Similarly, we can use the for the moon, the stars, the sun, the universe, the monarch, the pope, the Dalai Lama, the president, etc. Rule number 5 is using the definite article before a superlative degree of adjective. Now, by concept, when we are talking about superlative degree, that means only one of the kind. For example, Amy is the tallest girl in the class. So there is no one else who is as tall as Amy. So before the adjective tallest, the superlative degree of adjective tallest, we will use the. Amy is the tallest girl in the class. I think London is the best city in the world. The best city. Similarly, we can use it with the most intelligent, the best, the deepest, the highest, the shortest, etc. Now that you have understood the concept of indefinite and definite articles, let's see if this makes sense to you. I saw a boy yesterday. The boy was sitting on a bench. The bench was made of wood. The boy saw a cat under the bench. The cat jumped on a wall to catch a bird. The bird flew off the wall. The boy left after some time. So every time we have introduced a noun for the first time, we have used a, which is an indefinite article. And after that, whenever we have used the noun as specific noun, we have used the definite article the. Understanding the uses of English articles isn't enough. We also need to understand where not to use any article to make perfect sense of a sentence. Let us look at some of the examples. Where not to use articles. Before proper nouns. Raj, Sheldon, Muhammad, India, Australia, etc. Before pronouns. I, you, your, he, his, him, she, her, they, them, its, etc. Before names of festivals like Diwali, Eid, Durga Puja, Christmas, Buddha Purnima. Before names of languages, Japanese, English, Bengali, Hindi, etc. Before the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, etc. Before the names of the months, January, February, May, June, September, October, etc. I will also upload a worksheet of 200 questions along with answers and explanations in a few days. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to get the notification when I upload it. If you want to learn more about the uses of indefinite articles and definite article and where not to use articles, please refer to my other videos. If you have any query, you can leave a comment and I will try my best to reply. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching.